I found this amazing cafe. I have it all to myself. Look at how cool it is. Anyway, I came here because it's my coach and I's anniversary this week. 3 years ago, we met. And I always get him a present on our anniversary. So I kind of came to the fancy foreign part of the city to see if I could find him something, something cool, something different. He likes foreign stuff. So I'm gonna go to the foreign supermarket and see if I can't find him something he'll like. But before I do that, I'm going to enjoy myself at this lovely cafe. Little blueberry tart, anybody? I met my coach when I was fresh from badminton. I picked up a racket 4 months before I met him. So he didn't have any bad habits that he had to break me of, except for the bad habit of being a 40-year-old woman who never played a sport before. He's had the basically impossible task of trying to change an elephant into a gazelle. I am naturally big, I'm bulky, I kind of clump around everywhere, and he's really had a difficult time, let's say, trying to make me light and bouncy and airy and move effortlessly. But he's never given up on me, and he keeps trying. I never met my coach before our first lesson. I never saw him play or anything. The way I met him, I asked a friend, because at that time I was just with the foreigner group, and the foreigners were and still are, kind of very outside the badminton community. I didn't know any coaches, I didn't see any coaches, so I asked a Chinese friend who I knew was a high-level player. I asked him if he could recommend a coach that lived in my neighborhood, and he said he knew just the guy, and he introduced him to really high acclaim. He told me that my coach's team was the top badminton team in Xiamen, and that my coach was the top men's single player on the team and therefore the best in Xiamen. And it made me really nervous to have such a high-level coach. I think for the first few months also quite shy around each other, and we didn't know how much we could trust each other. And I was really looking for a real coach that I could just lay it all on the line and totally trust. I remember the day that I decided this was the guy for me. We were training and I did something, I don't remember what, something that caught him by surprise. And then the next shot, he smashed it to me, almost in my face. And in a way that sounds really rude and kind of like a dick move. Why would he smash a total beginner? But I really liked it because it showed that he was, don't get too cocky, kid. That was kind of the attitude behind it. And it also showed that he was totally competitive. That he wasn't gonna let me get away with a good shot, and he wasn't gonna let me think that I was all that, But that just builds my competitive fire. So it actually really worked for me. And it was that moment that I knew that I could trust this guy, not just to teach me badminton, but to teach me how to win, in competitions, not just being good at badminton.
新年快乐！
好，国庆快乐！
今年，我们的今年，第三年，这个第三年，之前，厉害吗？对呀，第一次，你认识我，你记得吗？
我记得。
你感觉怎么样？
我觉得我，不错啊，我还有一个老外头弟。
对，我的水平吗？
还不错啊，很认真啊。然后，
你什么时候发现了我热爱羽毛球？
没有能来上羽毛球课的，一般都是很热爱。
是吗？
对。
我以为因为我很害羞。
你害羞，我没
着急。
我
跟你练球。
我没有感觉，因为本身我自己也有点害羞。
这个你以前告诉我，这个我不相信。
你不相信？我们要谢谢小何。
谢谢小何，耶！今年的礼物。
哇，这可以。
这个是美国的。
新尼是吗？哇，
是威士忌。
Thank you.
I call my coach Shifu in Chinese, that means master, and he calls me 2D, which is disciple. And I think it's really cool in a ancient kung fu master disciple kind of way, but it's just normal here in China. Nobody thinks that it's cool, but I do. Right now, my coach, you can see him in the background, he's teaching another girl. I used to get really jealous when I would see him coaching other people, especially women, because I was like, hey, those are like my secrets. You're supposed to tell me. But now, you know, I can emotionally handle it. I've also been to my coach's hometown for a couple days, and I visited there, and I invited him and his family over to my house several times. Once we decorated Christmas cookies, badminton themed, of course, and another time for Thanksgiving dinner. We don't just train together, we actually play together a lot, which means that we argue a lot on the court while we're playing a game. And my coach is a total drama queen. Check out these reactions. He also has like crazy eagle eyes, and he always notices what I'm doing. He even notices when I make these vlogs. Look at him behind me. As soon as we have like a little break. Come on! He saw me taking a video. Truthfully, my coach deserves a medal just for being my coach. Just for putting up with me. I am just like the worst student. I am stubborn, and I always question everything he does, and when I do learn something and I do listen diligently, I immediately forget it. But he is always very insistent, and he never ever gives up on me, and he gets frustrated with me a lot, but only because he wants me to improve and he knows I can improve. So that's the thing that I respect the most, is that he's never given up on me. He's never questioned my ability to be a top player. Never once has questioned it. And when I have questioned it myself, he has always been like, nope, you can. You can. Like, not even, you can if you practice, you can if you work hard, none of that. He's just like, you can. So I am so lucky that I found him. I don't think I could have improved, and I don't think I would have loved badminton as much if I never met him. So, 谢谢师傅，谢谢。